So think of AI as having an Iron Man suit, right? That makes you 100x more productive, frees up from doing, tasks that take up a lot of your time, which might not be complex, and frees your mind to do more complex and critical thinking. And I think once that happens, I truly believe, I think AI will help humanity, achieve new heights.
What does it take to turn mobile advertising into revenue-driving powerhouse for gaming developers? Let's find out. Aman Sareen, the CEO of Aarki, has some fascinating answers. Leading one of the most innovative companies in mobile advertising, Aman is redefining how businesses connect with their audiences, creating campaigns that truly deliver results. With a knack for blending creativity and strategy, Aman has helped countless gaming developers boost their engagement and scale their growth. But what's the secret sauce behind Aarki's success? And how does Aman see the future of mobile advertising evolving in this fast-paced industry? In this exclusive interview, we sit down with Aman to explore his journey, dive into the challenges and opportunities in the mobile gaming space, and uncover groundbreaking strategies that have set Aarki apart. If you're ready for a conversation packed with insights, inspiration, and actionable takeaways, this one is something that you should not miss. So Aman, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So let's start with our very first question. So today, there are so many ad spaces offline. And digitally, it might confuse marketers to select what's best for their businesses. So which advertising platform do you think has been the most helpful overall?
That's a great question. So look, you need to be where the consumers are, right? I think there's a saying that, follow the eyeballs. If you go back, 20 years ago, the eyeballs were on newspaper, right? Or television screens, like zoom back, fast forward 10 years, the eyeballs started shifting more towards digital devices, right? So the term digital shift was coined. And now I think I don't think anybody can argue that mobile phone is the device that is the most watched device, and most of the eyeballs throughout the day are on the mobile device. Even if you're watching a TV show, right? Like it's your companion device. So I think that's where I think most of the advertisers find success in my mind. And at the end of the day, mobile ad ecosystem is very measurable. It's highly sophisticated. I call it's easy to buy and easy to sell because everything is so well built in that ecosystem. At the same time, it's very important to remember it's a very crowded market space. There are n number of vendors and n number of platforms. So I think advertisers and marketers have to be very careful in how they select a platform, right? So because there's lots of smokes and mirrors and lots of buzzwords everybody uses. So I think if they have to do a very good due diligence process, and I would, give some pointers. One is the company they're working with a real platform, or are they a borrowed technology? When I say borrowed technology, there are very good sales forces who use other platforms, and it's a very good marketing house, right? So you want to stay away from those companies. Now, obviously AI, I'm sure we'll talk more about AI, but AI is, again, sometimes it's a buzzword, sometimes it's real. Like, do they have real world AI? I think it's very important. Another important thing is, are they willing to put in the same amount of effort that you are in your marketing program? Are they willing to be a true partner? And there's some other things you can, very easily find. Do they have access to something unique, such as unique data set or some premium inventory? Are they transparent about the reporting? Do they give you real-time access, or are they hiding something by giving you, weekly offline reports? So I think all these things matter when you try to select, who you work with.
Mm-hmm. That's actually quite insightful. So going back to the very first point that you stated, that it's all about trends and where the eyeballs are. So based on recent trends, again, AI seems to be dominating every industry. What is your outlook on its evolution in the next 5 years?
Sure. So I think just like the internet has become the backbone of everything we do, right? Everything is internet connected. I'll give you an example. So, we just put a pool in our house, and my pool, I can control all the little gadgets from my cell phone, right? So even your pool today is internet connected. So internet is like the backbone of, all platforms and everything we do. And I think AI will become the base layer of everything we do in the future. And it'll, I think, power all the applications. as we know it. And this is a given. I don't think there is any other way that we'll see the future. So I think people might, a lot of people say that, AI will take jobs away, etc., etc. We don't know what the answer is, but what we can tell you that will happen is AI will make people productive. So think of AI as having an Iron Man suit, right? That makes you 100x more productive, frees up from doing, tasks that take up a lot of your time, which might not be complex, and frees your mind to do more complex and critical thinking. And I think once that happens, I think AI will help humanity, achieve new heights, because you'll be able to do a lot more critical thinking and do less of the, mundane things.
That's actually really helpful. I think it's important to get away with the mundane things to be more productive.
100%.
So, coming to Aarki, what is your core mission? How are you making a mark beyond the existing mobile app marketing platforms?
Sure. So look, our core mission is very simple. We want to help mobile app marketers attract new users and retain and nurture their existing users, right? It's very simple. And we want to do it in an as profitable way as possible. And I think we achieve that doing a couple of things. Of course, we have some technology we have developed, but we also have some ethos as a company, that helps us achieve that goal. So first and foremost, we are a true machine learning company. And that is the only product we have. Best machine learning delivers the best results for our clients. And I think that's period, right? There is no other way we think about it. We are extremely transparent in how we operate. There is no hidden agenda. We don't play any games. We deliver ROI in the best possible way for our clients. And we live and die, by performance. We also don't believe that AI should run wild. We have a concept called supervised AI. You can compare it to Tesla supervised FSD, which is constantly under human supervision. Obviously, the goal is one day to remove the training wheels. But, in marketing is, equal parts art and equal parts science, right? So humans have gut intuition that the machine does not have. And that helps us extract the best performance from the machines, okay? I'll give you an example. So when there's lack of data, I think humans can make actually very extremely critical decisions that the machines cannot make. So that, blending that art and science together, I think is very critical. And we do that with our supervised AI. And, the last thing is, I truly believe that adtech is not just machines talking to machines, which is how it's kind of becoming. And that's how the business is transacted. But at the end of the day, we want to provide the best possible service to our client. Our performance speaks for itself, of course, but at the end of the day, if we can understand our client goals, forge deeper relationships with them, and, make the clients understand what we are doing for them and what the clients are actually providing to us, it creates a very trusting environment for both parties. And at the end of the day, it helps us move really fast. And the clients, when we achieve that equilibrium and that trust level, I think clients are really happy and we can move at warp speed for our clients.
So if you give good ROI and you're very transparent with the processes, I'm sure clients will trust you.
Yeah, I think clients want a partner. They don't want to just give you money and disappear. They want a partner. They want to learn more. And if we can build that relationship and we can, help them achieve their goals, I think we will all be very successful.
So your historical experience in the advertising industry is a great case study and use case for understanding the evolution of adtech. Could you briefly describe your journey from basic programmatic advertising to AI-driven advertising?
100%. Takes me back 2 decades almost. So I started my journey in advertising and advertising technology at a company called OMD. I didn't even know what OMD was until I started working there. And I've been doing this for 2 decades now. Time flies. And I've seen everything from direct mail campaigns and what's the cool stuff today, which is AI and programmatic blended together. And everything I've worked on has been cutting edge, be it direct mail, be it, out of home advertising and what we are doing today. So first time I learned about programmatic advertising was when I worked at OMD. Programmatic DSPs were brand new, like DataZoo and Rocket Fuel, and it was game changing. So usually, when an agency buys from an ad network, the media plan has exact number of impressions and CPM and dollar amount. But when these DSPs came in, they had a concept of eCPM, estimated CPM, and what they would say is hey, you give me a budget, give me your objective, and tell me the maximum CPM you're willing to pay to reach that objective. And we will try to reach that objective. Don't worry about how many impressions we will get. And at that time, the objectives are simple. Either I'll reach a certain audience, right? Maximize your reach, or I'll reach them a certain number of times, right? So this was the first form of programmatic advertising. As time evolved, these platforms became sophisticated, but I would not call them machine learning at all. What they were able to do was, because they had so many signals coming in, they could create some set of rules to decision on those signals in real time, right? So, obviously everybody wanted to decision in real time, but the compute, how much it cost to compute in real time was very, very expensive, right? You have to buy servers. There was no concept of AWS back in the day, and AWS was also very expensive. So we called it like statistics-based optimization. Okay, then as time went on, compute cost became exponentially cheaper, and folks who were solving physics and quantum mechanics problems and doing high frequency trading, they started coming to the adtech world, and I think that's when the golden age of AI and programmatic started coming together. And today, compute is extremely cheap, right? Not the GPU compute, but CPU compute is very, very cheap. You can use billions of data points to create, a very sophisticated and powerful model for behavior, for context, for revenue, for n number of outcomes. And you can, use these models in real time to do inference, because inference is also very cheap, right? The compute is very cheap. And you can find, using these models, using deep learning, you can find hidden correlations which human segmentation just is incapable of doing. So what it has done is it has, led to less wasted budgets, higher ROI or higher margins, right? Depending on what your objectives are, both for the ad platforms and for the advertisers. And I think it has created a win-win situation for the entire ecosystem. But I don't think this is the end, right? I feel like we are still at the beginning, because now with GPU compute, I think you can do like truly groundbreaking innovations in the future. Imagine like an ad being constructed in real time based on some sort of query that somebody speaks in the phone, right? I think we will see that very soon in the future.
For sure. I'm sure like there are people like yours who are actually planning to work on it in the future.
100%, yeah.
So what are the biggest challenges mobile app marketers face today, and how are you helping overcome them?
Sure. So, let's start with the first challenge. I think user acquisition and retention is a big one for all mobile marketers. And we focus heavily on both of them. We help our client, obviously get new users and retain existing users in a very ROI positive fashion. In fact, if you look at, some of the external reports like the AppFlyer Marketing Index, we are consistently the top platform for remarketing across various verticals, right? So this is a problem, which is a massive problem, and we are, equipped very well to serve our clients. The second challenge, folks are facing is, how do you make sure the marketing tactics they're using are privacy compliant, right? So we take privacy very seriously at Aarki. In fact, we have a data center in Europe, like from bare metal data center, which we completely own and operate in Netherlands, so that we are fully GDPR compliant. We are also compliant with all the worldwide privacy frameworks like CCPA and any other framework that comes along. We work very closely with Google and Apple to implement their privacy frameworks so that all our marketing campaigns are fully compliant. And of course, MMPs like AppFlyer, Adjust, Coachava, Singular, and many other, they play a very crucial role in this ecosystem. And we work directly with them to make sure that we are at the cutting edge of these privacy-focused solutions. Now, the third challenge is retention of existing users, right? Or remarketing or retargeting, as some people may call it. So in a saturated world where you're constantly, you as in the app developer, are constantly under attack for your users, it should be your top priority to retain your top performing users, right? Or people who are called whales. And as I've mentioned before, I think we are the best platform for re-engagement. And we don't say that, third parties say that. And we know how to find these users. That's a special sauce. So, and it is done because we have our fully owned and operated data centers across the world in 4 locations: Silicon Valley, Virginia, Netherlands, and Hong Kong. We listen to all the ad calls of the world, like about 5 million of them in every second. And we have deep neural networks that can find these users, and we can distinguish the good users from the bad users, right? And we can find them at the right price at the right time and bring them back into your app. So we do that very well for our clients. And recently we launched a new product. We call it Postback. It's a fully automated AI solution where all the segmentation that usually a marketer, on the client side does happens magically, automatically. So, and this, AI-based segmentation can find hidden correlations which humans can sometimes not find. And it saves marketers incredible amount of time, and not just operationally, but just being more productive. And AI obviously can find like hyper segments which we can go and bring back to the ecosystem.
That sounds like Aarki has really incredible features for present and future marketers. So, could you objectively share a success story explaining the capabilities of Aarki's AI ad tech solutions?
Sure. So I'll build upon the post-back solution that I just mentioned. So this product, when we were testing, when we did the A/B test, we saw, test process control. There was a 20% improvement in ROAS, which is massive, right? Like 20% improvement on base case is pretty large. So again, to talk about post-back a little bit, what it does is it's an auto segmentation tool. We get the fire hose of all the users from our client, and based on certain rules that they have, for example, they want to make sure that we target users who have lapsed for X number of time, right? So X could be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So after that, what we do is, based on all the signals available to us, we segment these users into different categories. And again, when I say we segment these users, our deep neural network segment these users, we actually don't know what these segments are, because the neural network is doing its thing. And over time, it becomes very, very efficient, and we are able to use our pricing engine and algorithm to go find these users, very cost effectively, and bring them back to our clients.
Okay, I think, again, AI is actually making a huge difference. So now let's kick things up a notch with our rapid fire round. I'll fire off a series of quick questions, and we'd love to hear your answers as fast as you can. So,
all right, let's
are
do
you
it.
ready?
I am.
Okay, perfect. So this one is for aspiring professionals in the marketing industry. What do you look for in the talent that seeks job opportunities at Aarki?
Great. So, I'm looking for future founders who are hardcore, passionate, and, I can kind of turn them from rough diamond into like real diamonds. And at the end of the day, I'm looking for truth seekers and truth tellers who want to solve difficult problems and solve problems which most people don't want to touch. So those are the type of people I'm looking for.
Perfect. So name 3 must-haves that mobile app marketers should implement in their campaigns.
Great. So obviously, first and foremost, they should have a robust measurement and optimization framework. It's very important for any successful campaign launch. We talked about privacy a lot, so everything they should do should be privacy compliant. I have seen, like large companies that get shut down because they're not privacy compliant by Apple or Google. So very, very important. And I think you should have a very robust creative strategy. I think most marketers don't think about creative. It's an afterthought for them. But I think having a good creative strategy significantly can impact ROAS in a positive fashion. So I think these 3 things are must-haves from my mind that mobile marketers should implement in their campaigns.
Right. And will AI dominate content and copywriting to the extent that it may take away all the existing jobs?
Look, I don't think AI is taking any jobs away. It will automate some stuff. I think it will give you more, ideas to play with. But at the end of the day, I tell this to my team, use Brain GPT more than you use Chat GPT. Okay? So humans are more creative, right? Like your brain is way more powerful than any LLM can be.
Right. I hope so. So name 3 books or podcasts that any person wanting to enter or grow in the marketing space must read or watch.
Great. So I think I'll give you one marketing podcast that I really like. It's called The Groove by Peggy Ann Salz, really cool, especially for more mobile gaming marketing. Then I think I'll talk about some of my personal favorite podcasts. I love the Joe Rogan podcast. I like the All In Pod. And this is a new one, young people like it. This is called the Flagrant podcast. So these are some of my favorite ones.
Awesome. I think that's going to be on my playlist today. So share 5 USPs of Aarki that make it different from other mobile app marketing platforms.
Great. So look, we listen to the world's ad calls. We are connected to every supply source possible. We listen to 5 million QPS, which means queries per second. If I were to translate into like ad calls, we listen to 13 trillion ad calls per month or 39 trillion ad calls per quarter. It's a massive number. And this becomes a backbone for our prediction models, synthetic, training data, and everything we do at Aarki, right? This is like the backbone for everything we do. Then we are a true AI company. We just happen to do mobile marketing. We believe, mobile marketing is an extremely difficult engineering challenge, and hence only a handful of companies can solve this problem and do it at scale. All our investments, if you look at, where we are investing, they have gone into AI and ML. I personally manage the ML team myself. I'm the lead product manager for the team. It is that important to us. All our ML and AI is geared toward one and only one thing: maximizing ROI for our clients, whatever their goal may be, and making it super efficient for them to run marketing campaigns. I think let's talk about creative. So we pay very special emphasis to creative at Aarki. It is not an afterthought. It is part of our, one of the three core pillars we have. We have a very seasoned and elite team of creative designers that work for us directly. It's not outsourced. We provide this service for free, completely to our clients. We truly believe that good creative is the backbone for any AI-driven campaign. Okay, like it is very, very paramount for us. And lastly, one of the core pillars we have is privacy. It is super important to us, right? We have spent a lot of capital and resources on making sure that we are 100% privacy compliant across the board. We can, do business in EU, like a lot of companies don't do business in EU because of GDPR. We don't shy away from any of these regulations. We work with Apple very closely. We have created very sophisticated models which work with the privacy models, not against them, right? It's very, very important for that. And finally, we truly believe in great customer service and building long-term partnerships. Our customer success team, I think, is the best in the world. It is a true extension of the clients and the voice of the client in the company. I think if we have the voice of the client when we are meeting as a company, I think we can truly achieve, what they want us to achieve.
Wow, so customer first approach and creatives are really important. And of course, that marketing is all about understanding the client's needs and ROIs.
100%, you got it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Aman. So it was wonderful to have you on our platform.
Thank you, Tanvi. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And that wraps up the interview with Aman Sareen, the CEO of Aarki. We hope you enjoyed the insights and got a glimpse into the world of mobile advertising and its evolution. For more such tech content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and, of course, click on the bell icon and please like and share this video. See you next time.